it goes wrong. And second thing is, like you have the mother tongue influence there. So what we're going to do is, first of all, today we are going to study what is the difference between a sentence, what is a phrase, and then we will see the different parts of the sentence, that is, what is a subject, what is a predicate, and then we will go ahead continuously. Okay, now let us take okay. Can you all see the board?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay. Now here I had written a group of words. Birds fly in the skies, and fly skybirds. Now can you tell me what is the difference between the three groups? Can you tell me what is the difference in the three groups? One by one, even if you're wrong, it's okay. I would like you to participate because my classes, I want it to be interactive. I don't like it to be like a boring lecture session. Yeah. Yes. Anybody can tell me what is the only one lesson? Yes. Yes. Tell me. Yes.
Ma'am, in the first sentence, like the uh, subject comes first and then verb, and in the second sentence, subject, then verb, and the lastly object is here in the second group, second sentence, and the last one is first verb come and then like object, and in the last subject is here. Like there is a difference between all these three sentences, which I observe, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Anybody else want to share their ideas before I go ahead? Anybody else would like to share their ideas? Okay, let me just explain. Now here in the three parts, that is birds fly in the sky, and fly sky birds. The first one, the first group of words, it's just giving you some meaning, right? So this is what we call as a phrase. So phrase is something, okay, here this is called as a phrase where we have the definition is, okay, group of words okay yeah, group of words which give some meaning. Okay, this is called as a phrase. Now the second one is what we call as a sentence, because this is giving, now here the definition is group of words. Guys, kindly mute yourselves. Okay, so this is a sentence because it is giving you a complete and a definite meaning, right? Got it? Okay, now the last one, it's neither a phrase nor a sentence because it doesn't give any meaning at all, right? Okay, so this is the okay, so this is for this, I've just taken it as an example so that you'll understand what is a phrase and what is a sentence. Did you all get it? Any doubts? Any doubts, guys? Okay, all of you understood?
No, ma'am.
Yes.
No.
All of you understood or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Understood.
That's
Yes, we
okay.
understand you, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Now, all of you, please mute yourselves back. Mute yourselves back. Okay. Now, when we take the sentence "birds fly in the sky," here we can divide the sentence into two parts. Okay. So one is birds, and the second is fly in the sky is the second part. Now here why we divide this into two parts is one is talking about what you're going to do, right? So that is, like when you're talking about a person or something, that is what we call as a subject. So that is why here birds is called as a subject. So here basically, and predicate is the part of the sentence. Basically, predicate is a part of the sentence which tells you fly in the sky is called as a predicate, where you are going to tell more about the subject. I mean, you're going to describe what the subject is doing, right? Okay, so that is called as a predicate. Did you get it? All of you got it? The difference between a subject, what is a subject and a predicate. So basically, subject is, like it is about referring to a person or a thing you are talking about. So usually in the subject, we use a noun or a pronoun. So here, okay. I am teaching grammar in today's session. So here, I becomes the subject. I'm teaching grammar in today's session. It is telling about what I am going to do, right? So that is what we call as a predicate. Okay, that is describing the subject. So here, now, okay. So when it comes to, okay, usually we use a noun or a pronoun in the subject. And when it comes to, okay, predicate is when you're describing, oh God. Predicate is where you are telling, okay, telling more about the subject or describing what the subject is doing. Okay, so here this is what we call as, okay, subject or a predicate. Now you got, this is the different parts of a sentence. Did you all get it? Any doubts here? Hello, any doubts?
No, ma'am.
No,
No
Any
doubt,
doubt?
ma'am.
no, ma'am, no doubt.
Sorry.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody has a doubt. Yeah, one by one, come out. Yes, tell me, what's your doubt? Yeah. Yes, somebody told me he has a doubt. What's the doubt? What is the doubt? Yeah, now I want you all to speak, guys. What's the doubt you have? No doubts?
No doubt, ma'am.
No doubts.
No
Okay.
doubts.
All
No doubts.
yeah. Okay. All of you understood? Okay. Now, what we'll do is we'll just take some sentences and we'll try to just identify which is a subject and the predicate. Okay. For example, take a simple sentence. We'll just take simple sentence. Okay. Birds fly in the sky. Okay. So here, birds is a subject and fly in the sky is the predicate. Okay. Now, the cackle of geese. Guys, please mute yourselves. Saved run. Okay. Okay. Kindly mute yourselves. All of you, please mute yourselves. I'll just tell one person. So I would like you all to tell me. Okay. I would like you to tell me about it. Right. Okay. No. One second. Let me share it again. Okay. Now we'll take the second sentence. The cackle of geese saved Rome. I would like one person to tell me the which is a subject and which is a predicate and why. It's not necessary that the subject needs to come in the beginning itself all the time. So yeah,
Ma'am,
yes, yes,
Rome is
Anu.
the subject,
Okay,
and the cackle of geese saved is
okay.
describing about the subject.
It's a predicate. Okay, why did you say Rome is the subject and cackle of geese saved is a predicate?
Ma'am,
What made you to say that?
because you
Uh,
told because Rome is like a thing or a person, main thing is a
okay,
city.
yeah, it's basically a noun. Okay, so now here, most importantly, what are we talking about? We're talking about Rome. Okay, so what happened to Rome? The cackle of geese saved Rome. So here you're describing more about Rome by saying that the cackle means this is the shout of the geese. Okay, so this saved Rome. So that is why this is a predicate. All of you got it? All of you got it?
Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, here in this sentence, it is raining heavily in Bangalore. Yes, I want somebody to tell me which is a subject and which is a predicate here. Which part of the sentence is the subject and which part is the predicate? I don't want Anu to answer because last time she has. Anybody else would like to try?
Ma'am,
Yes, yes, Samir.
ma'am,
Yeah.
yeah, ma'am. Bangalore is the subject, and it is raining heavily is the predicate.
Okay. No, actually, Bangalore is not a subject. It is a subject. Now, what is raining? Okay, where, like, see, Bangalore is the object. Now, here you're not talking about Bangalore, but you're telling what is it happening in Bangalore? It is raining. So, here the subject is it, the pronoun indefinite pronoun it is the subject. That is the reason I took it, because not all the time will you get nouns itself as a subject. Sometimes the subject may be in between, so it may be in the end. So that's why it is a subject, and Bangalore is definitely, it is a noun, but not all the time. Just because you have a proper noun or a noun, it can be a subject. It can also be used as an object. My next part would be that. Got it, Samir? Any
Yeah,
questions?
yeah. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, right. Yeah, okay. Okay, others, any questions here? Shall we continue?
Continue, ma'am.
Okay,
Continue.
right. Yeah, sure. Okay, so here now, okay, usually whenever we are constructing a sentence, we need to keep in mind, okay, subject. Now, most of the time, the subject comes first, then we always immediately after the subject, we use a verb. Okay, it could be any kind of verb. It could be a main verb, it could be a helping verb, whatever it is. We use a verb, and then we also use a remaining part of the sentence, and sometimes we call it as an object. Okay, not all the parts will be an object. Object is something, like, again, it is related to a noun or a pronoun where it comes in the end of a sentence. Okay, now for example, okay, huh. Okay, I was invited to the party by, okay, Jane. Now here, just because I'm taking the proper noun Jane, that doesn't mean that's going to be the subject. So we're talking about me, I, right? So I was invited to the party. So here Jane becomes the object. Okay? Are you getting me? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So, yeah. So in brief, did you understand what is a subject and what's a predicate? The two parts of a sentence? Did you understand what is a subject and what's a predicate?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here now, okay. So we have something based on the functions a word does in the sentence. It is called as a part of speech. So we have 8 parts of speech. Okay. So the first one is a noun, which is a naming word, or yeah, a naming word. The second is a pronoun. Now, usually the noun can come as either as a subject or as an object. That is in the predicate. It can come in both the parts of the sentence, subject and the object. Now, pronoun is used instead of a noun. Now here pronoun means, now say for example, okay, I'll say that, okay, Jyoti is teaching grammar today. Jyoti is going to ask questions at the end of the session. So instead of using the word Jyoti again, I say the second time, I say she is going to ask questions at the end of the session. So that word she is used instead of a noun. That is called as a pronoun. Got it? Okay, then verb. Now verb is, okay, used which is to show the action in the sentence. And it is usually, mostly, the rule of using a verb is, okay, it should come immediately after the subject. This is a rule. There can be exceptions. When we are taking it in detail, I will explain. Okay. So then adjective. So adjective is a describing word. Then we have adverb. Adverb is also, we call it as a modifier. Now here it is called as a modifier because it tells you more about the a verb or adjective or another adverb. It is modifying. Okay. Now here, okay. For example, I say she runs quickly. So this word quickly is the adverb as it is telling more about how she runs. It's telling more about the verb runs, right? So she runs quickly. So how does she run? She runs quickly. So that is an adverb. Okay, next is preposition. Now, preposition is, where you we can say it's a linking word. Okay, where you're trying to link between a subject and an object, or between a subject and a pronoun. Okay, so then we use a preposition. So usually, okay, I am at my house. So where are you? I'm at my house. So it is linking the pronoun I and house. Okay. So the word which is linking the house and I is at. Did you get it? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then the next one is conjunction. Conjunction is a connector. Now, this can connect two sentences, two sentences or two words. So, words like, okay, for example, boy and girl. Now, when we want to make compound sentences or complex sentences, then we use conjunctions. Okay, so we'll take that in later in detail. Right. Okay. And the last one is interjection. Now, we usually don't use interjection much. Interjection is nothing but, like where it's somewhat like an exclamatory sentence where you're expressing your sudden feeling. It could either be of joy or, sad feeling or something like that. So that's called as an interjection. Um, like words like alas, right? Okay, so these are the different parts of speech. Any questions? Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so you all understood this. Let's go to the in detail now. I want to start because this is something what is going to be a little tough. We are going to start with pronouns. Okay. So here now in pronoun is actually which is used instead of a noun. Okay. So here the type of pronouns we have is personal pronouns, then relative pronouns, then reflexive pronouns. So in personal pronouns, basically we call that as based on the person. Okay. So here the first person, second person, third person. Based on that, we have the personal pronouns. Now that again can be divided into a subject pronoun and an object pronoun. So here, okay, we'll come to relative and reflexive pronouns later. Okay, so here now coming to the first person. Okay, so here when we say first person, okay, can you all tell me what I'm doing? What am I doing?
Typing.
I'm speaking, right? Okay, so the first person is usually referred to the person who is talking. Okay, so here we can take it as singular. First person is I, and then plural. First person is we. Okay, got it? Now, second person. Okay, So here the second person. Okay. Now what is it that you all are doing? What is it that you all are doing?
We
Listen.
are listening.
Listening.
Listening. Yes, exactly. Okay. So the second person is who is listening. Okay. So who is listening? When I'm talking, you are listening, right? Okay. So here the second person you can be used as, okay, the like both as singular and plural. Now, okay. So here, then, uh, there is actually a debate when it comes to Cambridge and Oxford. They also use they as a second person plural, but in some grammarians they also use they as a third person plural too. You can use it either second person plural or the third person plural. It doesn't matter. Okay? Plural, right? So now third person is, okay, which could like it is indefinite. We don't know whether they are listening or whether they are talking, whatever it is. So third person is referred to something which is indefinite. So here in the third, we can say, okay, the singular is he, she, it, right? So usually the third person will always be singular. We don't have a plural except for they. We can use they also as a third person plural, but most of the time we use the third person as singular. Okay. Now, this is about the personal pronouns in brief. Now, did you all get it? Hello, did you all get it?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah?
ma'am.
Any questions? Any
Yes,
questions?
ma'am, go correct.
Ma'am.
Any questions? Yeah, what is the question? Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, right. So here, okay. So now here, basically, depending on the person, we can divide the thing to subject and, okay, one second. Let me just prepare a sort of a table in Word and I'll paste the same here. Okay, so here, just a second. Okay. Now, this will usually be based on the person. Let me just post. Okay. So here, based on the present, now So based on the person, okay, the first person singular, in the subject we use I, and in the object we use me, right? Okay, so in the first person plural, we, then the object is us. The second person singular or plural, it could be you, even the object is also you. Now, suppose if we're using they as, like they, then we will say the object is them. He, okay, the object is him. Then she is her. Then it. It is it. Okay. So this is the way we use the subject and the object pronouns. Any different? Any questions? Any doubts? Now, say for example, okay, um, I have a session at 10 o'clock. So here, subject. Okay. You can call me at 10 o'clock. So here I'm using you as a subject and me as an object later on. Okay. Uh, we are expected to arrive at the party by 7 p.m. Right? Okay. Then, um, she called she called all of us to her house. Now I'm just giving some small examples how to use the subject and the object. Let me just prepare the small notes and I'll try to post it probably in a day or two. I'll try to do it tomorrow itself and I'll post it with examples, and also I'll give exercise tomorrow for you all to identify and write which is the subject and the object pronoun and things like that. Right? Okay. Any questions till now? Any questions? Any questions?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Yeah?
Not at the moment.
Sorry, any questions? You all got it? You all got it? Or any
Yes.
doubts? All
No
of you got
questions.
We
it?
got it.
No questions. Okay, fine. Okay, then. Sorry? Someone was speaking? Sorry. Please mute yourselves. Okay. Okay, let me just, now you all understood this one, right? Okay, let me just take only the subject pronouns. We also have something called as possessive pronouns. Now, possessive pronouns usually, come in between or in the end of the sentence, and this is, to show the ownership. So that is why we call that as a possessive pronoun. So here, okay, say for example, subject, and then the possessive pronoun. Okay, so if you have the subject I, then the possessive pronoun will be my. My or mine. Okay. This is my phone. Okay, this phone is mine. You got it? Got it, all of you? Then, for we, it's going to be, okay, our and ours. Then, you, your and yours. Yours. Then, okay, they, there, and theirs. Then he, his, she, hers, and hers. It is it and its. Okay, this is the possessive pronouns. Did you all get it?
Yes,
Guys,
ma'am.
because especially this part, subject pronouns, this is very important. You need to understand this, because when we take up anything, this part, the person, that is first person, second person, third person, will be used most of the time. So you need to understand this very, very carefully. You need to understand this. So I'm not going to take reflexive pronouns now. So we're just going to go to linking verbs. Okay, first I'll explain what is a word. So now we also have main verbs and linking verbs. So I'll just start with that. Any questions?
Yes, ma'am. I have a question.
Yeah, what is the question? Yeah, tell me, Ali, what is your question?
Ma'am, I'm asking about the possessive pronoun. Like, what is the difference between your and yours?
Okay. See, now when we want to use your, okay, okay, say for example, I say this is your book. So it comes in between. But when I want to use the word yours, okay, I usually use it at the end. Okay, this book is yours, right? You got it? Hello? Ali, did you get it?
Yes, ma'am. I
Ali, did you
understand.
get it? You understood now? Okay, fine.
Yes, ma'am.
So, yeah, others, any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Let me just, okay. So, verbs means basically they are action words. Okay, so, and another rule is comes immediately after the subject. Okay, so here the verbs can be divided to main verbs and auxiliary verbs. Now here main verbs means words like sing, okay. This is which shows action, physical and mental action, then we call that as a main word, main verb. Then auxiliary is where we can use it as a helping verb. Okay. So now for us, when we need to understand the tenses better, we need to understand something called as linking verbs. Okay, so linking verbs is also called as helping verbs. Now, based on the tenses or based on what we need to use, we have classified the linking verbs into three categories: to be, to do, and to have. Okay, so here now say okay, subject pronoun. Then first let us take to be. Okay. To be. So subject pronoun, first person, I. Then here to be, I say I am. We use I am. Now whenever we need to use am, okay, so here I am a girl. We usually use it, or sometimes when like we use it when I want to use it in the continuous tense. Okay, I am planning to go to Italy in some days, right? So usually whenever we want to use the to be, we usually use it that is in the present tense. We usually use it in the continuous tense. Okay, so I am. Then when we have we, you, and they, we use are. That is plural because they are all plurals. So you are. Then they are. Then singular he, she, and it. Singular we use is. This is in the present tense. But if we want to use the same in the past tense, then we use the singular, we use was. Okay, we, you, and they, we use were. Then again, he, she, and it, we use was. Did you all get it? Any doubts? This is for to be. You all got it? We usually use this when we want to use it in the in a continuous tense. Okay, then. Okay, then to do. I think you people are aware of it, but you don't know where to use it and how to use it. Okay. So here we use do is do, and to do we use do and does. Okay, do for plural and does for singular. Okay, so whenever we want to remember, whenever we want to have a verb in singular, then we add es or s. But whenever we want to have a noun with s or es, then it's a plural. Noun with s or es, it's plural. Verb with s or es is singular. Got it? Okay. So I do. Then I, we, you, they, we use do. Okay. I do, we do, you do, they do. Then he, she, and it. We usually use this in the simple tense. Okay. Then he, she, and it, we use it as does because it is singular. Third person singular, we use does. Okay. Then now, any questions? Any questions? And when it comes to the past tense, we just use did. Okay. Now, whether it is a first person, second person, third person, singular or plural, it is going to be only did. Okay. Now, okay. So, coming to have. Okay. I have, we have, you have, they have. Then he, she, and it, we use has. Okay, singular. So we usually use to have to talk about a perfect tense. Okay, whenever we are using a perfect tense, then we use have. Okay, so this is about the linking verbs. Tomorrow I will take verb conjugation. Now verb conjugation is very important. See, suppose I take one verb, sing. Okay, so sing, then like, okay, I sing, you sing, we sing, they sing, he sings, she sings, it sings. Then the second part is, okay, am. I am singing, you are singing, we are singing, they are singing. So this is how you will learn the usage of verbs better, and also it will help you to understand the tenses better. Okay, one thing I forgot, okay, in the pronouns. Now here, okay. Is this the correct sentence? You and me are invited to the party. Is it correct? Any?
It's not correct, ma'am.
It is
Correct.
correct. Okay, all of you agree it is correct?
I think
It's
it's
not
not correct,
correct.
ma'am.
It's not correct. Okay, if it is not correct, then what do you think has to come? Where is it not correct, and what do you think you need to add?
I think, ma'am, it has to be you and I are
Yes.
invited to the
Why?
party.
Why? Okay. See now here, the yes, you're correct. It should be you and I, and not you and me, because we are talking as a compound subject. So you and me is an object. It's not a subject. So grammatically, it becomes a mistake. So you should be saying you and I are invited to the party, not you and me are invited to the party. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, right. So before I end the session now, tomorrow I'll take the verb conjugations and things like that. So can you all tell me how was today's session, and you have any doubts, any questions, any doubts? Do you have any
Hello.
questions or any doubts? Yeah? Yes, tell me.
Thanks for today's class. It's highly interesting. But my question is, when should we use us in a sentence? Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Now, usually ours is again, we call that as an object pronoun. Okay. So here, like it is an object plural. So it comes with the first person plural object pronoun. Okay. Now you can say, okay, you can now say, for example, you want to call someone in plural. Okay, I mean in a group. Then okay, you can say, you can call us, call us after 9 p.m. We all are free. So when we use the word we, it becomes a subject. That us is the object pronoun for we. So we usually use it in the end of the sentence because it is an object. Got it?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Any questions? Anybody else? Any questions? Guys, I'm very sorry I can't make this interactive, because grammar is something which is a little dry. So I have to go with the facts. Okay, it's just the facts. So I have to go according to it. So yes. Any questions? And can anybody tell me, was it informative today? I guess most of you know about this, but I don't know whether you people know how to use. You knew how to use it correctly or not. So yes, can anybody speak about it? Anybody wants to talk? Okay, then I will end the session. Tomorrow we will be
Ma'am,
continue. Yes,
so
yeah. Tell me, Joseph.
I just wanted to
Yeah.
ask, ma'am. So this is it applies mainly to our writing. Is that correct? And the speaking part.
Yes. Yes. See, now whenever we use mostly the subject pronouns and things like that, especially the pronouns, it comes for informal language like I and things. But when we are writing, we should not be using personal pronouns. We can definitely use the object pronouns, but not the personal pronouns such as I, we.
I understand, ma'am.
Okay, no, because if you have seen in the essays I have written, and if I want to talk about a person, if I don't know the gender, so you can see his or her, he or she. You might have seen me mention it like that way. So that is more grammatically correct. So definitely, see, while writing also we do need, especially the tenses, which I'm going to take it up tomorrow. First verb conjugation, and then we will take up tenses, right? So that is something what I have plans to do tomorrow.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks, ma'am.
Yes. Anybody else? Any questions? Any questions? Okay, then shall
No, ma'am.
yeah. So we'll end the session then.